Hi guys, this is Sai Krishna. Welcome back to my channel. In the last video, we understood what is Salesforce objects and fields. But today, let's build something real. Imagine you're building something like Swiggy or Zomato. How do you actually design the data? Where do menus go? Where do menu items go? Should everything be in one object or separate? In this video, I'll show you how real projects handle this step by step. Before jumping into Salesforce, let's think like a developer. If a restaurant has a menu and that menu has multiple items, can we store everything in one place? No, that becomes messy, right? So what we do is we split it into multiple objects and link them. This is called data modeling in Salesforce. So today we will create two custom objects called a menu object and a menu item object, and we link menu to a account like restaurant, and then a menu item object to menu. Okay, let's build this. So to create a custom object, we have to go to setup in the Salesforce, go to setup, then click on object manager, and then on the top right you can see this button called create, and then click on create custom object. And so as we are creating an object called menu, let's name the label as menu and the plural name is menus. So if you see, an object name is automatically get created. This is the API name for our object, and then we can give a description. This object holds menu details of different restaurants. Then you can just see what are all the things available on this screen. Allow reports, allow activities, allow in chat groups. We have multiple options here. We can learn about all these features later, but for now we can just proceed with save. So now we have already created a custom object called menu. This is as simple as that. So now we are on our custom object screen called menu. So this is how simple it is to create an custom object in Salesforce. And if you see, we have multiple things on the screen, right? But let's just deal with fields and relationships for today, and we can see a lot of other things which we will discuss in future videos. So let's go and fields and relationships. So if you see, there are already 5 fields which are created automatically, right? These are the default fields which you get when you create a custom object. So is it enough to create like in our example, we need little bit more custom fields for our custom object, like we want to we want to store whether a menu is active or not. We want to decide whether a menu type is of which type, whether it's a breakfast menu, lunch menu, dinner menu, or what is the start time and end time of using this menu. So we will create different kinds of fields to fulfill all these needs which I have just said. To create a custom field, we have to go to object manager, open whatever object you want, and then click on go to fields and relationship, and then click new. So now I'm clicking new, and then we have different types of data types, right? In this we have to select what is a suitable data type for your requirement. So first one I want to create is active. So is active is a boolean field or a checkbox field which I want to decide with which I want to decide whether this menu is active or not. So if you see, there are different types, and if you see, we have something called checkbox, and if you see the description, it says allows user to select a true or false. If it is checked, it's true. If it's unchecked, it's false. So let's go with this. I am clicking next, and for field label I say is active, and by default I want it to be checked. I want my menu to be active. So, and then this you can give a simple description. This field is used to store the active status of a menu. Okay, I'll click next. In the step 3, we establish field level security. So whatever we see here are different types of profiles. So whatever field you have just created, you can if you want, you can give this access to this field to all the users from all the profiles, or if you want to restrict it to couple of profiles, you can restrict. I want the access to these profiles, so I'll be giving access to these profiles explicitly. Okay, and next let's proceed to the last step 4. There is a layout. If you want to see this menu record on screen, so you want to see this field on that layout or not. So I'm checking it, and then click save. So either you can click save, or you can click save and new if you want to create another custom field. So as I want to create another custom field, I'll just click save and new for now. So I'll be landing again on the data type field where I can select the next custom field type. So this time, now we have already created one field called is active. Now this time I want to create a picklist type of custom field where I will select, I'll give couple of options so that whenever I land on that screen, a user can select type of menu. So I'll say menu type. Enter values with each other, each separated in a new line. So I'll be having, as of now, I'll be having options called like breakfast, lunch, dinner. Okay. Restrict picklist to the values. There are multiple options which you can figure out later. Restrict picklist to the values defined in the value set. So if user is entering some value other than this three options, it will be you whether you want to throw an error to user or you want to accept the value entered by the user. So those kind of options you can select here. Restrict means it will restrict and it will throw an error. Okay, you can give you can give description, you can give help text over here. In the help text, I'll write please select one type of menu, and let's give here all. And you want to select any one as a default value. If you want the first one breakfast to be default, you can select this. If you don't want, you can skip it. You can again click next. Again, you can the next screen you can select to field level security which you want to provide, and then continue. So next I'll be creating start time and end time fields. For that I'll be choosing the data type as time. So I selected time as my data type, and then I'll be labeling it as start time. Okay, now let's create a account. Let's create a relationship field which relates our menu object to an account object. So for this we create something called as lookup relationship. That means there is an existing object which we want to relate with, lookup with. So I'm clicking the lookup relationship, and related to which object, I'll select account object, and next when I click next, I'll give the what is the relationship name. Instead of account, I want to call it as restaurant, so that we'll understand what is this field. Again you can give the similar. So now you can see that we have created some custom fields, and we can see those custom fields on the screen. End time, is active, menu type, restaurant, and start time. So whatever custom field you have created, that will be ending with API name of that particular custom field will be ending with __c. If you ever want to understand what are the custom fields in a particular object, you can understand it by the field name. Let's create another custom object called menu item. So simply go back to object manager, go to create, go to custom object, and create a new object. Now I'll create this object called as menu item. Okay, now we have created custom fields on menu item, and now the last field which we create is relationship between menu item and menu. And we learned about one relationship called lookup relationship, where we are relating one object to another object. But there is another type of relationship which is called child master detail relationship. What happens is in this master detail relationship is whatever fields which we are creating now, we consider that as child of that other object. So when we click on master detail relationship, and then when we say this is related to menu, we are saying whatever menu item which we will be going to create, that should be linked to one of the master detail, one of the master menu. So that is how it will work. And whenever you delete a master record, all the child records will be deleted, and the security of this field will also be coming from the parent record. If you are having access to menu, you will be having access to the menu items. So these are the custom fields which we have created on the menu item. We have created category, which is a pick list. We have created is available, which is a checkbox. We have created menu, which is a master detail. We have created a price, and menu item name is already present. Now let's see how to create this menu record and how will it look on the UI. To open this menu record on UI, let's go to this app launcher, and let's search for the menu. Okay, if you have you will be able to see all the objects which we have, you will be able to see here. Okay, so if you search for menu here and we are not able to see menu, so that means the tab for our custom object is not enabled. So let's go back to setup. Let's search setup. In the quick find, we'll search for tab. Open tabs, click on new, select your object, whatever object you want to enable tab for. You can select that object. You can give some tab style, whatever you want, then click next. Apply on tab visibility. If you want to make this tab visible for everyone, or if you want to restrict, you can select that from this tab and then click save. Now refresh and go back to app launcher and search for menu. Now you will be able to see the menus. So this is the screen of a custom object, and this is a list view, right? And the list view is set to recent. Now let's set it to all, and you can see nothing to see here, right? Because we have just created a custom object and we have not created any record. So let's go and create a new menu. So this is called a layout, object layout. So all the custom fields which we have created and the standard fields, sometimes we can see all those fields here. Okay, so menu name, what is the menu name we want to give? Let's give it as biryani hub. Okay, menu type, it's a lunch, dinner, it's a all, right? Now let's say start time starts from 11:30 a.m. in the morning and it will be ending at 11:30 p.m. in the night. And restaurant is the account which you want to select. For example, let's say Grand Hotels and Resorts Limited is our restaurant, and yeah, let's rename our menu name also so that we'll not have confusion. Let's say Grand Hotels menu, and let's click save. So this is how you create a menu, and you can see how it looks like on the UI. So whenever it will be very easy instead of reading all this information from an Excel. Right now, let's go to related. So we said menu is related to menu items, right? So now if you want to create menu items under this menu, you can simply click go to related. You will see that child object here. You can click new and enter that menu item. Let's say chicken biryani, and price is 200, and category is non-veg. Right click save and new, so that you'll get multiple records. Now let's say menu item veg biryani, let's say price is 180, category is veg, and click save and new again. Let's say lemon soda, price is 50 rupees, category is beverage, and you can select by default I selected is available to be true. Now I am selecting okay, I am selling lemon soda but it is not active, so I can uncheck it. Just click save. So this is how a object record looks on the UI. If you can see, this menu is a custom object, and we have opened one record called Grand Hotels menu within that, and you can read all the Grand Hotels menu information here, and you can go to related and see menu items related to that particular menu, and within details you can see the restaurant information. And if you want more information on restaurant, you can click on that account, so it will take to that related account, and you can see all the remaining information, extra information on that particular object. So this is how real world apps work. One menu, multiple items linked to it. In real Salesforce project, we never dump everything into one project. We break it into multiple objects and connect them using relationship. That's how scalable systems are built. In the next video, we'll go deeper and understand how to export data into these custom objects and fields, and how to retrieve information using SOQL.